hey yo, how you doing, guys? It's 1/5 of them boys, me, the one AJ, representing the Ministry of Wrestling. And guess what? It's time to say Happy New Year. Yes, there's been predictions on the Brit Rest scene, but the Ministry of Wrestling competition is back. I was dead last, and I'm hoping not to repeat that this year. Okay, guys, as the calendar goes, each one of us has now been a champ, so this one crowns the real champion. But anyway, let's not waste any time. It's Backlash time. There's a final showdown about to take place, but before that, let's talk the United States Championship, as it's a fatal four-way. How did the guys vote? Let's have a look. Definitely not making the mistake I made last time. I am all about the Samoan werewolf. No, my luck, this is where Solo will scream. But yeah, fatal four-way. Let's just keep this guy as the monster that he is. Jacob Fatu, still your United States champion. It's just the way. Honestly, I don't see LA Knight taking it back. Priest and McIntyre are probably just going to kill each other. Yeah, Jacob Fatu for the win.
Yeah, I don't think you can take the belt off of Fatu so quickly after Mania, especially when he's on this big run. There is something to be said that after his little verbal clash with Solo, sorry for the shaky camera, after his verbal clash with Solo on SmackDown, was it 2 weeks ago now, that could cost him the title. But again, I think that's a long-term thing. This is going to be a banger, though. I think they do need to cool it with the Priest and McIntyre stuff now. And I'm hoping what this match does is it sets up a bunch of interesting one-on-ones for Fatu moving forward. Fatu versus Priest, I'm here for it. Fatu versus McIntyre, definitely here for that. And I think LA Knight losing then pushes him out the picture. In fact, I'd probably say LA Knight eats the pin here. And that sets up other potential feuds with Fatu and the other two guys. But Fatu has to retain here. So Fatu for the win.
Is it bad that there's only two people in this match I really care about? One is Drew. Other one is Jacob Fatu. I don't know why this belts always get defended on a four-way or multiple thing. Well, yeah. I see Jacob retaining because he is the next big thing. Not Brock, Jacob. Do you know, I want Jacob Fatu to join someone. Actually, no, stay single. Ignore what I'm about to say. You don't know what I'm about to say. It's going to be dumb anyway. So yeah, Jacob Fatu is running this and be dominant on this. Don't be, just get the win. I want you to get the win. All right. Pin Damian Priest. Yeah, he can eat the loss.
See, this is really interesting to me because I really thought Jacob Fatu's first defense of the United States title would be a one-on-one. Then it turns out to be a triple threat. Then it turns out to be a fatal four-way. So not only has he got to worry about LA Knight, not only has he got to worry about Drew McIntyre, but also Damian Priest. But then that gives more people for him to mow down because he's just going to run riot. Now, the thing is obviously Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre are going to have their thing because there's still an unfinished business there. The very same as LA Knight and Jacob Fatu since WrestleMania. It's just basically two WrestleMania matches in one in a fatal four-way. So there's definitely unfinished business there. And then obviously there'll probably be a few cross-wind thing happening here and there. And then Jacob's just going to run riot. There could be a show up from Solo. He could obviously try to cost Jacob Fatu the title. Obviously, he could make a mistake, but then anyone else can come down and make that mistake as well. But you know what? At the end of the day, he's America's most wanted. He's a menace to society. He's all gas, no brakes. Know that I mean? So still, your United States champion, the Samoan werewolf, Fatu.
This should really be the best match of the night. It's probably going to have the most high-octane action, and you got, 4 specimens in there, man. Of course, reigning defending US champion Jacob Fatu doing his thing, man. He's been on fire. He's definitely one of the most popular people in the company right about now. And most impressive, to be honest, as well. Having Drew in any match is always fun. And, Damian and LA, they just add to it as well. So I expect this match to probably just outclass all of us. As for who wins, it's got to be Jacob. I mean, obviously, I think they're building towards a feud between him and Solo. So will Solo get involved, almost costing or helping? We'll see. But it will play a role in the finish, and that finish is Jacob Fatu retaining his US Championship.
Okay. So far we're all on the same page. Everyone's down with good old Jacob. Right, let's see if it's going to change as we talk about commentator, occasional wrestler, and big-time sports entertainer and former NFL player, I believe, Pat McAfee, taking on former champion and ring general Gunther. How did the guys vote? Let's have a look.
I don't like Pat McAfee. I think he's a middle-aged frat boy. I don't like his commentary. I don't like his podcast. I don't really like anything about him. Not my speed. Power to you if you like him. So it brings me great joy to see him in a match with Gunther. Now, do I think it's absolutely ridiculous that someone like Pat McAfee, who is not an accredited wrestler, who isn't particularly good in the ring. He had, yes, that moment years and years ago of insane athleticism against Adam Cole where he box jumped essentially from the mat to the top of the turnbuckle, which was damn impressive, granted. But the reality is that he's not a bona fide wrestler. In any world where he beats Gunther, this is ridiculous. Story-wise, I mean, look, Gunther came after him and Michael Cole. Story-wise, he should beat Gunther. But also, no. Like, it's already bad that they did Gunther dirty at Mania by having him tap that quickly. Lose, fine. Like that, not so fine. So he needs to get some steam back here. I don't actually even think he gets much steam beating McAfee because it's freaking Pat McAfee. But he has to win this. So Gunther for the win.
I don't get Pat McAfee. He's not for us, he's for the Americans, and they love him. I always say, let the celebrity win, you know. For years back, it's always let the celebrity win, and Pat is a celebrity on this one. But come on, it's Gunther. I know he choked him out. Let Pat have a good shining, and then Gunther choke him out again. Let Pat show how tough he is. He didn't even quit. He didn't tap out. He went out, he passed out. And that way, Pat can keep his glory going. I didn't tap out to that guy. But yeah, I'm going to go with Gunther to take this one because it has to be.
For me, this is going to be a very enjoyable match between Gunther and Pat McAfee. As Mark Henry's song used to go, somebody's going to get their ass kicked. Somebody's going to get their wig split because Pat McAfee, his chest is going to get beat down all night long. Gunther, I think it's like, obviously this is his first match since WrestleMania, since losing it. And yeah, obviously he's got some frustration to build out here. And Pat McAfee might get a few surprise moves in. He might get a few little hits and stuff. He'll obviously get edged on with the crowd, which will obviously encourage him to do some crazy-ish. But overall, Gunther's just going to annihilate him, man. I mean, he's going to chop him blue and purple and red. He's going to powerbomb the life out of him, and he's going to put him to sleep. If they give Pat McAfee any kind of credibility, he won't tap out. He'll probably just pass out, and then the referee calls the match. But evidently, and I'm going to enjoy this match, your winner, the Ring General Gunther.
So, I fully expect McAfee to get his ass whooped in this match. Now, I know he's going to have a bit of a show-in, you know, a bit of crowd-pleasing moments. For some reason, the Yanks really love this guy, man. I'm a bit like, hey, he's alright, coming funny from time to time. But by far, the funniest moment I've seen from him was him getting choked out by Gunther. And, let's hope that continues, because if it doesn't, If you even consider making Gunther lose to Pat McAfee, man, you just will kill all mystique around Gunther, man. But I don't feel that they're that stupid to do that. They might be, but I don't feel they are at this point. I feel that this is going to be one of those moments that, repaints Gunther as someone to fear. He's going to have a dastardly showing. He'll get rocked a bit, but ultimately he will destroy McAfee, man. And, hopefully he does it in spectacular fashion. Gunther for the win.
I hate the fact that this match is actually harder than it should be, because on paper, Gunther kills Pat McAfee. In ring lore, Gunther kills Pat McAfee. But where does the story go from there? Okay, I've destroyed the guy who tried to jump me, and that's it. Doesn't feel like the traditional story. And I don't see Michael Cole being the one to then overtake it. So in a weird way, I don't know where they're going with this, but I'm going to go with Pat McAfee for the win, because the ring general taking out McAfee doesn't lead to much. Oh, I beat up a commentator. Where's my title shot? No. I think we have the descent of Gunther before the rise of Gunther. So, yeah, Pat McAfee. Really not sure why, though. Right. Some of you might have thought I've lost my mind. Historically, if you go back, Taz was the human suplex machine, and obviously everything that he done in ECW, not that he was that guy in WWE. Respectfully, I'm a Taz fan. WWE Taz at that. I've not watched much ECW. But Taz has a match against the King, Jerry the King Lawler, who stood up for Jim Ross's honor. In the match, Taz is getting much of the advantage, and then the JR smacks some glass into Taz, and essentially the King wins, because Taz wasn't going to release the Taz mission. But long story short, guys, that's kind of the angle I'm going with on this one. I'm not saying history has to repeat itself, but let's just say it. We've got two ways. We've got Gunther the Beast, who destroys McAfee. Someone comes out, and that leads to his next feud. Or Gunther loses, starts to attack the commentary team the next Monday, and someone comes out to attack, because essentially it can't be Gunther versus the Raw announce team, but it's got to spiral into something, which is what I'm seeing it lead to. I don't know what Gunther's future looks like, but that's the angle I'm working with. He could win, but what was the point in starting the feud? Gunther beat, that doesn't make him the world's toughest man. So I'm gonna go with the loss, because it makes the most sense, but I'm the only one, so that's further justification to my justification that was in the tape. I didn't think I was going to be alone, but here I am. Call me Batista. Walk alone. I ain't done that in a while. Jeez. Okay, right. Let's keep it moving. Let's go into the IC title, the male IC title, as Dirty Dominic Mysterio has his first pay-per-view title defense for the title against Penta. Had the guys vote? Let's have a look.
Dominic and Penta. The last time I saw Penta versus Mysterio, it was in a Royal Rumble, and it didn't look that good. But this one is against an Eddie Mysterio, because I'm sorry, Dominic reminds me more of Eddie than he does Ray, and yeah, he's doing freaking great. When is he going to turn babyface? Really soon, because the crowd pop at Mania when he won that title. Jeez, when we watch it all together, all the guys, yeah. Ray, Dominic's gonna turn baby soon, but I want him to stay a heel because he's such a bad guy. All right, anyway, Dominic Mysterio winning this one.
See, I'm on the fence with this match, because what worries me is obviously the losing streak that Penta has been on. Obviously, he's won matches here and there, but he seems to be losing matches where he doesn't really need to be losing them. You've got this whole lucha story thing going on with Grande Americano and so forth. And I know that there's unfinished business there with him and Penta. And I guess he had to have that intercontinental title match in order for him to get screwed again. I know for a fact, whether it's Chad Gable or whether it's Grande Americano, so whether he comes without the mask or whether he comes on with the mask, he's coming down and he's going to cost Penta the match. I mean, that's the only way that Dominic Mysterio is going to retain the title here. But at the same time, where he was supposed to be the ultimate heel and win at WrestleMania, he seems to be a favorite. Now everyone's cheering him. Like, is he like authentically becoming the babyface or what? Where Penta's supposed to be the babyface. So what do you do? Obviously, when these things happen, you got to naturally go with it. But Dominic's just got the Intercontinental title. I don't see him losing it. Obviously, it's different where Lyra Valkyria already had the Intercontinental title. But in this sense, Dominic's just won it. And again, similar to the United States title, similar to the WWE Undisputed title, they've just been won at WrestleMania. And in the first PLE, unless there was some kind of important storyline to it, I don't see him losing the Intercontinental title just yet. I mean, he's got some interesting things to do with that title, you know what I mean? And if it's any homage to Eddie Guerrero, let's just say, let's keep that title on him for just a little while longer, at least till SummerSlam, and even beyond. And as much as I would love to see Penta hold gold, it's still too early. I think he's still got some stripes to earn in the WWE. Obviously, I know of his history following him from AAA to AEW, so I know of his work, and even in Lucha Underground. But in terms of WWE, I think he's still got to get a couple of wins under his belt, maybe a slow build rivalry or so. But in terms of now, I think it's just a little bit too early. At the end of the day, obviously, I know this will be the build to him eventually winning a title. But for now, being as Dominic's just won it, let's just keep it on him. So still, your Intercontinental Champion, Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
So for me, this one is obviously a bit of filler when it comes to Dominic Mysterio's title reign. It's going to be a fun match. Penta will do well. Dominic will be dastardly as always. But how will Finn Balor get involved? Because obviously this is about furthering their storyline for the eventual Judgment Day breakup or split off or whatever is going to happen. But either way, Dominic Mysterio is retaining his title here. Dominic Mysterio for the win.
Kind of like the US title, I have a feeling the my logic is going against me and things are going to go wrong. So where I wanted Dominic to win, but I voted elsewhere, I feel like now I'm going to go for Dominic to win as opposed to lose, and we're going to see something where Finn Balor screws him. It's going to be a very interesting Saturday night. I might just continue on the losing streak, but I'm going to stick with Dirty Dom. Let the Dirty Dom reign continue. Like, the fans are loving it. Why are we going to take it away? Dirty Dominic Mysterio, still your Intercontinental Champion. Sorry, Penta.
Yes, I know the crowd's very hot on Penta. And it does seem weird to have a wrestler that's that over and that's that much of a crowd favourite losing at 2 major pay-per-views in a row? I mean, the argument to be made, at least he's getting his spot on the pay-per-view, so that's something. But I think there's too much fun to be had with Dominic Mysterio holding the belt. Don't get me wrong, the banter would be epic to have him lose on the first pay-per-view defense, like biggest lols, and it would actually fit the character. I'm not going to talk myself out of my answer. I'm not going to do it. But I do think DM is going to retain here. Penta's going to get very close. There'll be some shenanigans, probably from JD McDonut. Who knows? But Dominic Mysterio is going to win this.
Okay. So we're all down with the dirty one. Look, I believe it's Dom's time. I called for the Balor turn. Who knows? He might even. I'm just taking some of the points. Like, Nick nearly talked me out of it there, and I'm not going to change my mind. The video's there. The t-shirt's changed. It's not going to change. But talking of like interferences and stuff, what if Dominic Mysterio goes face, quoting Den, because he's the one to stop El Grande Americano? He brought El Grande in, essentially, giving Chad Gable the number. Maybe he's the one to stop it all. Who knows? But yeah, the face turn is pending for good old Dirty Dom. Don't change yourself, Dom. keep being you. That's how Uncle Eddie made it happen. You keep doing it as well, my bro. As I said, you made me eat humble pie. I wasn't ashamed to do it. It's just the way it is. Right, from one IC title to another. We've done the men's, now let's do the women's. As Lyra Valkyria defends her title against the man Becky Lynch. Becky wins this. All she's got to do is win the women's US title, and she's a Grand Slam champion once again. But either way, how did the guys vote? Either way, how did the guys vote? Let's have a look.
This is a pretty interesting rivalry with Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. Now, obviously, they've had their history, and the last time they had a match where a title was on the line, it was the NXT Championship, in which Lyra Valkyria was victorious over the man Becky Lynch. Now, since then, some time has passed. Becky's gone away and she's come back. And recently coming back at WrestleMania, they were a tag team. And then all of a sudden, they lost the very next night on WrestleMania. On Raw. And then there was the heel turn. Now, can we have Lyra Valkyria have a successful rivalry? Her first long-winded rivalry and win? Or does it go for the heel turn and obviously for something to make sense of it? If she loses, I don't know how much more deeper you can go into being a heel. I mean, I think she could do a better job of being the heel, but obviously she's just doing it her way. But I think this is going to go on to SummerSlam, I think. And in order for it to go to SummerSlam, I think Becky has to take it so that Lyra can have that build up to winning it back again, and then obviously she'll try until it gets to SummerSlam, and then probably eventually get it back. Typically this match might even steal the show, but there will be another match that will steal the show, so this will probably be one of them. So, no, your new Women's Intercontinental Champion, the man Becky Lynch.
Finally, they have made Lyra someone who you can look at and actually begin to care about, because they're getting her to show a bit of, character. Yeah, like show why she is the IC champion, why we're holding her in such high regard, and why she's getting so much chances. I think she has gotten to do that in ring, but not so much out of the ring to show that personality, why we should actually care. That being said, it's all part of character building to eat a loss, and I feel that's what you're going to be doing to Becky Lynch. I think Becky is going to take that IC title, elevate it a bit. Maybe Bayley comes back and her and Bayley feud over it. But Lyra will continue to build. Eventually, she's going to get it back off either Bayley or Becky, whoever's got it at that time. But initially, she's got to fall to rise, isn't it? So I'm going to go Becky Lynch, your new women's IC champion.
Lyra beats Becky. Nothing. Becky beats Lyra. We've got the whole process of the heel Becky. We've got the feud between Becky and Bayley for the women's IC title, which then leads them both to being Grand Slam champions. But then what does that mean for Valkyria? Now, Valkyria has had a very interesting run in the sense that she should have defended her title at Mania if we're going to play that game, but she won a tag title at Mania, drops it the next day, gets screwed by Becky, and she's not had her tag partner. There's so many variables in it. But again, for storyline development, I can only see the man becoming the new Intercontinental Champion, because the only other way is Bayley interferes, Lyra goes into obscurity, and now we've got the Becky-Bayley feud. Let's put some gold in the mix for it. So, yeah, Becky Lynch, new IC champ.
So a lot of people don't remember that Lyra Valkyria actually holds a victory over Becky Lynch at Halloween Havoc in 2023. How is that already nearly 2 years ago? That's crazy. But yeah, I think people possibly myself included, have been a bit harsh on Lyra, saying she's been a crappy Intercontinental champ. I actually think she's been booked in a way that hasn't been easy for her to get over. But if you watch her runs on Raw, she always comes out to absolutely zero reception and always ends up winning the crowds over. So she's actually done all right, but that's based off of her hard work, not just off of her booking. However, the easy get out of jail free card in order to raise the stakes for these mid-card belts is to put it on a big-time player. And big-time Becky Lynch is going to be that one. Just like with John Cena, there is absolutely no point of having Becky turn heel if it's not to put gold on her, and equally to raise the stakes of the IC title, which I argue again could have been done by Lyra had they booked it better. This is not Lyra's fault, this is a booking problem. But yeah, Becky Lynch is going to win this one.
Lyra Valkyrie, I'm so sorry I only just found you. But yeah, the problem is watching a match with Lyra and then she does the move that everyone's waiting for without Booker T doing his yeah. It's not the same. So I think Booker T and her is a package. So when on Backlash, I should book Booker and commentary because we need to hear that. But with all that said, you can't have Becky Lynch come out and turn heel and not win. The only way I think this might work is if there's a run-in and someone costs Becky the match. Maybe Bayley, give Bayley a chance again. But I see Becky winning because you got to turn heel for something. So yeah, even though it's going to look kind of bad on Lyra. Anyway, I'm going with Becky to win.
Right. So the more we look at it, I mean, look, there is the Bayley interference that is possible. There's a few variables: who decides to turn heel, who decides to join who. Let's say the four horsewomen become friends again. Let's say the Irish connection kicks out and it's all a plot to take out Bayley. If she decides to interfere, then Lyra's I don't know. Anyway, it matters not. The key thing is it does feel like Becky Lynch is your new IC champion. Lyra's held it for a while, so it's not terrible to shift it, but we shall see. Time will tell. In the world where Jey Uso wins the world's title, and that's not a diss on Jey, in a world where John Cena turns heel, anything can happen anyway. I'm just in my head, I keep thinking Enter the New Guard. That's how I picked Tiffany Stratton over Charlotte. So it's in there that maybe we're doing that, but no, I'm looking at the man to start ticking off boxes, not just main event titles, mid card ones. I hear what Nick's saying about putting it on more established people. I have no hate for Zelina Vega, but I feel like Chelsea had a bigger advantage there. Just a pity she didn't get to do more with the title defenses. Anyway, let's get on to it now. Guys, it's time for the main event. Now, guys, normally we could talk main events, and I know I've done it for a Progress show where I really broke it down into what it means. This one means something. This is ultimately the last time, provided things go the way I'm guessing all of us have gone. Provided the way most people are thinking with their smart heads on. But here we go, guys. You have let's go, Warrior Hogan, even maybe Hogan $1 Million Man as the biggest names of an era. Then you have Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. Then you have Stone Cold and The Rock and McMahon, Stone Cold and McMahon even, The Rock and Triple H. Then you move in to eras. Let's fast forward and let's maybe go into Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Now, between The Rock and Austin and Seth and Roman, there was another era. The Attitude, the Ruthless Aggression era, because the Attitude was the other one. In that era, there was a guy called Dave Bautista who got a lot of love on the game covers or what have you. But there were two men. Started off in OVW. One was on Raw, one was on SmackDown, and they continuously elevated. And the feud was there. One was always a heel, one was always a face. And it was just forever that way. They have been a parallel. They have been on a trajectory. They have fought numerous times. Yeah, Edge was there as well. Let's not disrespect some of the other people who held gold in that time. But these two, John Cena and Randy Orton, have clashed forever. And forever, they say nothing lasts forever. And this is here. This is the proof right now, because these two men will clash for the last time. Now, I'm a bit of a spoiler to my prediction. If Randy were to beat John, then John's maybe entitled to a rematch. But they have branded this the last time. John Cena's on a farewell tour. This is it. These men clash for the last time, and I cannot wait. The tables have turned. Randy Orton is the heel. Normally, John Cena is the face. Normally. This time, John Cena is the heel. Randy Orton is the face. Let's not waste any time, guys, because this video is going in good time. So let's call it the main event for the undisputed WWE Championship. John Cena, the 17-time champion, versus Randy Orton in his hometown of St. Louis for Backlash. One last time. Let's see how the guys voted right now.
Well, and a match that all makes us feel young again, turning back the hands of time. We're getting to see Cena versus Randy Orton, more than likely for the last time, man. And what a storied rivalry they've had throughout the years, man. My particular highlights is when Randy, just dragged Cena's dad over the guardrail, kicked him in the head. And then when Cena's dad in it, got his revenge, man, kicked Randy in the head, right? Like, excellent times. But yeah, this match, it'll be fun. Good little revisit down memory lane, but it's ultimately filler in Cena's long title reign that he's going to have. I feel Cena's going to be champion most of this year, and he's going to go through Randy to do it. Yeah, so John Cena for the win.
You know you're getting old when you see that this is for the last time. Two guys that I saw on the come up. Not I grew up watching. I was old when these two, not old, but old enough to know the business at the time that this came out. We're talking John Cena, Randy Orton in the final clash. But the first time that the roles have been reversed, Cena is the heel, Randy Orton is the face. Never thought I'd ever see that coming. But here we are. This is it. The time is here. The time is now, right? I'm just deliberating because of the emotion behind it of, wow, this is the final time we're going to see these guys go at it. The balance scorecard on it is definitely Team Cena. In a way, I'd like to see it go down as a draw, as a no contest, because, or at least give Randy one W over Cena. Now, he may win the match, but he's not walking out with the title. Now, when you go to ministry predictions, it's who walks out with the title. So by that definition, even though I want to see Randy Orton win in the final bout because the numbers are just terrible for such a great feud, but hey, the heel done what the heel had to do all the time. This is it. I see Randy Orton possibly winning. Maybe because John's going to do the favor, return the favor and slap the ref in the face and walk out with the title. It would also elevate his heel status. But John Cena is still your WWE heavyweight champion. So with that said, hey, guys, put on one barn banner, show them that you guys are the guys that you are. But ultimately, John is walking out champion.
I do love the fact that in the year 2025, we're getting the farewell tour for John Cena as the 17th highest ever rated champ. And I really like the fact that it's a nostalgia act, ultimately. They're doing a throwback to his feud with Randy. I imagine we're going to get Punk coming soon. Jeez, we may get Brock at one point. But that's doubtful, though. I do think ultimately he's going to lose it back to Cody at some point. That's my guess, but I could be wrong about that. It could be Braun Breaker with the way things are going. Hell, could be Seth. Who knows? This is all irrelevant. I'm sorry. Cena is winning this because he needs to win this, because otherwise he loses gold, which means this whole feud is, this whole run and soul and gold and bad Cena thing finishes. And we're not doing that right after Mania, are we? So, nice little holiday throwback match, nice little nostalgia act, but John Cena's winning this.
John Cena versus Randy Orton. See, when this was happening every single week, every pay-per-view, there was John Cena versus... Everyone hated it. No one wanted it. This is just a proof the heart goes fond when you don't see stuff, and because we haven't seen this for quite a while, people are clamoring for it, and it's always been heel Randy Orton versus babyface John Cena. It's switched around now. You got heel babyface role switch. I really hope, as a lot of people on the internet saying, but I really want this to happen as well because it'd be wonderful. There was a match where Orton couldn't beat Cena no matter what he tried, and then he just slaps the referee and gets disqualified and still retain the championship. I want Cena to do that. Yeah, that would be amazing. Just another callback. Just for this run, end with his glory days. Those all those little glory runs, all the stuff he waits to win. Tape around the ankle of someone. Yeah, that's what I want. Anyway, Cena's going to win this because he can't just win and then lose right away. So yeah, John Cena to retain.
Imagine that, 25 years in the making, the rivalry has now come to a head with John Cena and Randy Orton. And like, obviously they've tried to like build this match as some type of history making sort of thing, but this is just the beginning of John Cena's run. He just won the title at WrestleMania. Don't see him losing it in the first PLE after WrestleMania. I'm so glad it's called Backlash and not WrestleMania Backlash, which means obviously we're going to see some things here. It's just a straight match as well, so I don't think you're going to get any kind of... Well, you might get some shenanigans, some nefarious means. You might even see The Rock, although I'm not counting on it. I think whatever story they're going to do, they can do primarily by themselves, between Randy Orton and John Cena. But please don't involve Travis Scott. Just have them two see who the better man is. And in this case, still your undisputed WWE Champion John Cena.
There you go. We've all called it. We can't see it going any other way. It'd be interesting though, if Randy were to win, hopefully we'd get an 18-time Cena, but who knows? Either way, let's not be silly. It's John Cena for the win. It would, as I said in the video, and I'll say it again now, give Randy one more W. Well, his titles can come. He's not called quits just yet. Well, hopefully he doesn't call quits this year as well. That would be really bad, wouldn't it? Yeah. Anyway, that's the one, guys. Look, under 40 minutes. So let's just wrap it up there. Do comment below. Also, do check out the shorts. Right now, we've got these in bite-sized versions, just giving you like our predictions, our names, and nothing more. So let us know which one you prefer, really, if you want us to keep up with both. But until the next time, I am the one AJ. Hopefully, I'll be standing tall as the winner because there's only one match that separates us all, and I'm the only one who's done it. Otherwise, I'll be standing last once again at the next video. But until the next time, I will see you soon, and I hope you enjoy Backlash. See ya.